Australia's tax system's quite broken. Economics 101 says we should tax things we want less of and subsidise things we want more of. But here in Australia we've got enormous subsidies for things like enormous utes, which we've exempted from something called the luxury car tax. Now in Australia we've got a luxury car tax because, well, we have to collect revenue from something, and we might as well collect it from people that want to spend more than $80,000 on a car. So people buying a Mercedes or a Porsche or any sort of expensive car, good on them, they're actually paying a luxury car tax for the luxury of having that much money to spend on a car. But for reasons that make no sense from an economic point of view, and I suggest from a political point of view, we've actually exempted the biggest, most expensive utes from the luxury car tax. Why? Well, because we pretend they're not cars. They're not really luxury cars, they're just enormous $250,000 utes. It costs more than $250 million a year to give tax breaks to these biggest, least efficient, most destructive cars we've got on the road. To put that into context, the federal government only spent $25 million on active transport policies, things like bike parts. So here we are in Australia offering tax breaks for the biggest utes while spending very little on things like active transport and bike parts. Some people might really need these utes, but to be clear, they don't fit in our cities, they don't fit in our car parks, they often don't even fit down our roads. Because they're so heavy, they do extra damage to our roads. Because they're so big, they're hard to park in congested cities. So back to Economics 101, tax things you want less of, subsidise things you want more of. Here we are in Australia offering tax subsidies to these biggest cars when actually what we want to do is discourage them. We need as few of these cars on the road as possible. Now, of course, some people are going to think, well, what about tradies that really do need big utes? Well, that's fine. The vast majority of big utes are below the luxury car tax threshold. So exempting $250,000 trucks from this luxury car tax isn't helping the average tradie spending $40,000, $50,000, $60,000 on their normal ute that they do use for work. So if we get rid of this luxury car tax concession for the biggest, most expensive utes, it's not going to affect the average tradie, but it's going to make us $250 million a year better off. How easy is that?
Thanks for watching. If you like watching our videos or if you learn something new, let us know by leaving a like. And if you share this video on your social media or send it to a friend, that really helps us to get the message out. See you next time.